恭喜你精彩 Hello everyone, welcome to Kanji episode Lunar New Year edition. And this year is the year of the horse. Let's get started.
This is Linhart, and this episode I'm going to introduce you a character which is actually four characters. I'm not sure if you've noticed. So it's on the screen, you can see it. The big character on the left, the one who wrote this you can find on the link below. But if you look closely, you can see the different characters, such as this one is clearly this character. And so what are these rest? It's basically all these four characters merged into one. And this word actually means to bring in wealth and fortune, which I think is very interesting because normally when during New Year's you wouldn't wish people to have more wealth. That's you don't directly say that. So this is what I find to be quite interesting about Chinese culture is that during Lunar New Year's, Chinese New Year's, we actually greet people with this. So Happy New Year and may you have wealth and fortune. So, and the history of this word here is unclear. However, there are similar words that are sort of like blocked together. Sometimes you get something like this or some blah 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 lumped together words in Taoism. So perhaps there's a relation there. I don't know, but that's a possibility. And the earliest version we found, like that we know of, like the earliest written example of this word is actually written by the last emperor of the Qing dynasty, Puyi. Okay, so enough with the history. Let's just get to it and see how these characters are put together. So the first character here, Zhao, that means to bring in. Inhale it. I'm sorry, what? Okay, and then this word here means wealth, and this word here means enter, and this character here means treasure. So together it just means bring in wealth and fortune. So there's that. And let me show the interesting part. So I'll have to tell this before we get into. So over here, you can see these. What we have to focus on is these two characters. So the one on the left here, this one, is over here. And this character on the right, let me use a different color. Let's use gold, is actually here. Both of these share this center character. However, it's actually written differently. So for this character on the left, it's like that. And the character on the right, you can see here and here, this section is written differently. However, in order to make it fit together, they simply chose to write it with this one. And you can still sort of tell, even though it's differently, it's close enough that you can ignore that. So let me show you more. So we've got these two, right? We've got these. This is bringing in, and this is wealth, and we got wealth. And then another one is enter. So enter is interesting. In order to make it look more squarish, as you might know, Chinese words are written in a very squarish manner. Instead of writing it like small over there, it actually covers the whole word. So enter, which is supposed to be this small, they enlarged this section over here. So that's that. And for the final part, which is treasure, and I'll show you here, it's right dead in the center. So all these together form a single character that really doesn't have an pronunciation, because this isn't exactly a real word. So okay, so let's go through the strokes. Though there isn't an exact order due to the nature of this word, some rules should still be followed, some general rules how you write the words. And I chose this calligraphy here so that you don't get affected by my poor handwriting. And this is written by an actual good writer. Well, not good writer, a good person who's good at calligraphy. But you can still follow the strokes. And here the person actually writes in a more fluid way. As you can see, how the stroke starts and ends. There's that. And I choose to do this side first. Go here, down, boom, there. Moving on, slowly. This person sort of hooks up probably to connect to this one. And over here, lastly, very smoothly, it's connected here, and then boom. And there you go, that's bringing in wealth and fortune. And happy Lunar New Year's to you guys.